So, greetings, my name is Nina, welcome back to my channel. So, I haven't had a reading vlog on my channel since I filmed my almost 1 hour Twilight reading vlog, and I thought, why not make another one? I have been watching a lot of those on YouTube, some cozy reading vlogs, but this time I'm not going to read a specific book. I'm just going to film the whole week. So today is Monday, May 19th. Gonna include some nice things in this video, so let's get started. So let's go outside for some fresh air. Okay, so I'm about to go out, and of course before I leave I have my music with me. I open Spotify and this is how it looks. By the way, I have recently rediscovered a band that I listened to in 2012. This is a Russian rock band, it's called Kino. Recommend listening to their Звезда по имени Солнце album. In English it's A Star Called Sun. Yeah, Kino is the artist I have on repeat. Maybe it's going to end up in my Spotify Wrapped this year, I hope. Okay, so let's go out. It's a bit windy today and it's a bit cold. Should have dressed warmer. So I will enter the bookstore and found out that they had some new books, so I bought one. And so here is the book. The Narrow Road Between Desires by Petr Prothos. I just couldn't leave it in the store. Now I have all the released King Killer Chronicle books, except The Doors of Stone. It's so incredibly cold. It's windy and really cold. Didn't expect the weather to be like this. Yeah, this is the problem with the weather in Georgia, because you do not know what to wear. One day it's hot, one day it's cold. Now I'm waiting for The Doors of Stone in this wonderful Galance edition. Never thought I would get these two, but I did. This one is about Auri, this one is about Bast. To be honest, I'm more interested in Auri rather than Bast. I really like the covers of these books. This is why I recommend getting the King Killer Chronicle in Galance edition if you are reading in English. Whether you are a native speaker or you are a foreign speaker who wants to read in English. These Galance editions are wonderful. I need to free some space for this one. Terrific. I have 7 books by Petr Prothos. These editions and also my Russian editions with the second book split in 2 parts. Look at this mug that I received as a gift. I have some great green tea inside, mixed with lemon and mint. It's hot. Now, when I'm thinking about it, allow me to show you some books that I got recently. I do not make book haul videos anymore. I don't do that anymore. However, I will show you some of the new books that I got. Yeah, these are among the books that I got in 2025 in English. Okay, these are only some of the books that I got. Let's go through them briefly. The German edition of Beneath the Wheel by Hermann Hesse. I'm not fluent enough to read this, but I saw it, couldn't resist. I just looked at the cover and it caught my eye instantly. The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. This is one of the books I'm reading right now. I read around 36 pages. Momo by Michael Ende. I wanted to read The Never-Ending Story this year. I'm actually reading it right now. I read the 100 pages. And I happened to be at the bookstore with the discounts and with money on my bank account. Yeah, what happened next was pretty predictable. The Rhythmatist by Brandon Sanderson, one of my most anticipated books. the hardcover of The Talisman by Stephen King and Peter Straub. So I have the paperback and I'm going to donate it to the library because I have this one. I just love this edition. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's a thick book, but it doesn't look too thick. This book is around, how much? Nearly 900 pages, and it's still thinner than some books with around 500 pages. In the same edition we have the Tommyknockers by Stephen King, alone. This isn't co-written. This edition is really cool. I really want to read it. The Once and the Future King by T.H. White. So this has 5 stories. Originally there were 4 stories, but this one also features book 5. Yeah, all of the books in one volume, and the amount of pages is, how many pages are here? Less than 800. Oh, just look at these books. Both are around the 800. This one is thicker than this one. Night Angel Nemesis by Brent Wicks. I didn't know that this book was a sequel series to the Night Angel trilogy, so today when I went to the bookstore to get The Narrow Road Between Desires, I found the box set of the Night Angel and I was like, I want it, and I'm going to get them and read them first, and I'm going to stop reading this one for a while. And finally the book that I'm reading right now, on a topic that I consider very relevant to me. That's my Russian mind speaking, because in Russian I would say «Эта книга на актуальную для меня тему». It's a book about a topic that is relevant to me. It doesn't sound very good in English, but still. And I didn't think about that topic last year, but now I do. The topic is AI, artificial intelligence, and the book is How Artificial Intelligence is Going to Change Your Life by Patrick Dixon, a futurist guide to a super smart world. So this book is an analysis of AI and I'm reading it, and so last year I didn't care about AI, but then I started using ChatGPT and my perception of AI has changed. Yes, AI is going to change our lives, I believe, but not necessarily for the worse. Yeah, I know that people think of the Terminator and the Black Mirror and the shows and films like that. AI is more than evil machines that go against humans. Yeah, AI. Interesting topic. I have a video on my channel where I talk about the use of ChatGPT in writing, and I stated an unpopular opinion that AI is not going to take over the world. There are a lot of reasons behind that. Main reason is that AI is not that developed. And even if it was, it needs regulations. A lot of them. And so right now I'm outside and it's raining, but I prepared, so I have my raincoat on me, and I wanna buy some flower seeds because mom asked me to buy them for her. And I also want to check a stationery store in Carrefour and really see what and I also want to check a stationery store in Carrefour, so let's go. There is one song that I have on repeat right now, and the song is called «Последний герой» by Kino, The Final Hero. This is such a cool song, and I'm going to have that song on repeat. For a while I'm recommending you to check out that song. It's a pretty solid song. So I didn't find the right brand, the right flower seeds, so I have to check in Agrohub. My hair looks a bit messy, but that's because I washed it. So I wanted to read today. That didn't happen today, and I'm gonna read tomorrow. Now it's late and I'd rather go to bed. And so today is May 21st, 2025. Gonna continue filming. And so yeah, I'm reading, so I'm gonna read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So I have just read the Ministry of Magic chapter. That chapter was pretty boring, and this chapter gave me an unpopular opinion. It's not necessarily a bad thing that they have cut a lot from the films. I think if they chose the right moments to adapt into the film, the fans wouldn't be so mad. Yes, an unpopular opinion, it's not a bad thing that the Harry Potter films, they cut or changed scenes. The problem is that what they chose to adapt, what they chose to leave out of the films, what they chose to change, and even what did they decide to keep exactly like in the book. That's not the problem with the first three films, not necessarily because of the size, but because they relatively followed the book. So while the later books, they chose some cringe-worthy moments to adapt, or even they came up with the cringe-worthy moments instead of actually adapting pretty interesting stuff from the books. Alright, moving on. I am at the hearing chapter. So I'm reading the Woes of Mrs. Weasley chapter, and I really like that there's a scene where Harry reflects on his behavior. So he does not become a prefect, Ron becomes, and then Harry thinks, do I really think that I'm better than Ron at everything? And he realizes that he's not. There's this voice in his head that humbles him down. And I do like that Harry is humbled here when he doesn't become a prefect. And he realizes that he has been jealous of Ron, and that Ron does deserve to be recognized, that Ron deserves to be out of his shadow. And this is a pretty strong scene for me. I liked it. And so, right now I am outside again, and I was invited randomly to see a theater play. I have no idea what the play is about, and now I'm going to find out. So I'm wearing the same shirt because it's quite cool, and today's Friday, 23rd, and I am still reading Order of the Phoenix. So I've stopped right before they were about to have their first lesson with Umbridge. Because I was reading at night, I immediately stopped because I did not want to read about Umbridge before bed. But of course, Order of the Phoenix isn't the only book that I am reading at the moment. Project Hail Mary, also reading The Neverending Story, reading that book about AI and other books. And so I bought 2 more books yesterday, just couldn't resist. So the first is 1971, Never a Dull Moment by David Hepworth. It's the same guy who wrote Uncommon People, The Rise and Fall of Rock Stars. And yesterday I found out that this book was released first. This book is about all the music that came out in 1971. Led Zeppelin, David Bowie, The Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Marvin Gaye, Carole King, Joni Mitchell, Rod Stewart, the solo Beatles, and more. So this book is divided into chapters named after months. So in January this music came out, and then in February that music came out, and you name it. But this book I planned to buy, and this one was a complete surprise. So I briefly caught this book in thumbnails of booktubers, and the cover instantly attracted my eye, and so I asked ChatGPT what the book is about and what scenes it contains, and I decided I'd try it. And the book is Malice by John Gwynne. This is the first installment in the Faithful and the Fallen series. So this is the main character is named Corban, I guess. He wants to become a warrior to make his family proud, and then he discovers the truth when he tries to follow his dream. The cover looks pretty nice. It seems like there are multiple POV characters here, and this seems to be fast-paced. Not planning to read this anytime soon, but who knows, maybe I might get tired of the books I'm reading at the moment and pick this one. Yeah, 2 new additions. Well, it's Sunday now. I didn't feel much today either, so I have been reading these books and gonna read more. Anyway, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little vlog. I'll try to make more of these because I have been inspired a lot by these vlogs. See you next time. Goodbye.